It's been exactly 14 days now since my crash. How am I feeling? I'd like to say I'm very grateful that the case wasn't more severe and that I'm on the proper road to a sure recovery. I still have some soreness, but I'm able to engage in all the activities that I possibly like to. Yesterday I had my first session at the gym. Spent about an hour working on core workouts. I was able to do pull-ups, some curls, not super heavy, and I also was able to get all my core workouts in. This morning, woke up very sore, decided to rest on my long day on the bike. But before I get into this week's workouts, I'd like to share with you week 2 leading up to my crash and last week following my crash. So let's get into it. Week 2 on Monday, I decided to chill. Hung out with a girl, rested. It's such a great start to the week. On Tuesday, I decided to take Ty out and we did 80 miles with 1,800 feet of climbing. For me, it was very chill, very fun, and we just messed around, shot some footage along the way, had coffee, and I kept my heart rate around 100, which is really low to do a 5-hour ride. It was super chill, super fun. I felt like it was great openers for the following day. Wednesday, I went out and I did 7 miles at a 7-minute pace. Came home, had lunch, and then went out to the Prairie City Mountain Bike Race Series, where I raced my first expert 18 to 39-year-old race, taking 5th place. Not too bad. I was pretty stoked considering the mistake I made on the first lap set me back. I possibly could have been on the podium. But better luck next time. On Thursday, I woke up early and I did my 7-mile workout at 7 minutes and then commuted 20 miles to and from work total for the day. Super chill, just riding through the city. On Friday, that's my off day for running. I did another 20 miles of commuting total for the day. Saturday was quite a larger day. I started out running my 7 miles in the morning at 5:30 a.m., getting more closer to a 8-minute average pace per mile. Got home, washed up, I commuted 7 miles to work. After working my 7-hour shift, I decided that it was way too nice to just go home at 3:30 and sit, and made the decision to ride 50 miles up to Folsom and back on the mountain bike. Along the way, I met up with Isaiah on the trail, and we rode the single track back. It was super fun. So thanks for joining me, Isaiah. I always appreciate the company. Sunday, I woke up. I decided not to run because I had done that ride the following night and went a little harder than I wanted to due to time restraint. And I just rode to work 7 miles and then was completely done. All in all, I worked 26 hours. I cycled for 14 hours total that week, and I also ran for 2.5 hours that week. That put me at 16 hours and 43 minutes. That's a pretty solid week. I was happy with that. Keeping it in between 15 and 20 hours is ideal for me, especially with a 26-hour week of work. That puts me at about 40-hour workload for the week. But with exercise and work, I'd say that's pretty solid. Pretty good ratio. Going into week 3, I went out with a girl for about 17 miles of single track. We went out, brought the camera, shot some just fun shots and messed around with the different angles as you've seen in the 17 miles of single track video. So all in all, really great day. Got to see Travis Lee and just had fun. Tuesday was a different story. Also very fun. Got out for about 5 hours. I rode out to Granite Bay with Travis and Darren to explore some of the mountain bike trails that I haven't ridden. It was outstanding, very technical, lots of fun. I started out the morning with a pretty gnarly crash, but I was totally okay with a minor bruise on my knee. I fell one more time that day. I fell off backwards, going up an incline. I had to stop and then fell back into a thorn bush. That one wasn't too bad either, minus the thorns in my butt. But then on the way home, Travis and I just hit it hard, and as you know in the vlog and from the crash update video, we were going pretty quick and I hit my head. Well, that was it for the week. Week 3, Tuesday ended it for me. I didn't do anything the rest of the week. I was out of work. I went back on the weekend and just worked and really just tried to catch up on rest, recovery, eating, 5,000 to 6,000 calories a day of super clean nutrition and really just giving my body the energy to recover fully. Going into the following week, this would be week 3, I decided not to return to running at the beginning of the week. This week, however, I was also working a full schedule. I had 6 days scheduled with Thursday off. Tuesday was the day that I decided to start commuting back to work. Tuesday, I commuted 19 miles with a 7-hour shift at work. Wednesday, I commuted 24 miles with a 7-hour shift at work. Thursday was my day off, my one and only day off. I did 63 miles with 1,800 feet, and that involved lots of rain and wind, but it was a lot of fun. And I got to ride a lot of that without music, so I was just very present in the moment, spinning my legs, super simplistic cycling, nothing technical. I was still in pain from my shoulder, so I didn't want to irritate that at all. I just wanted to be able to get back on the bike and start pedaling so I can keep a positive mental mindset going into my race on the 1st of June. Friday, I woke up early,
feeling like P. Diddy.
Commuted into work, commuted home, equaling 28 miles. And on Friday's commute home, it was after watching stage 6 at work of the Tour of California, and I was super excited. So I really focused on cadence that day because I noticed that lately I've been riding around 80 cadence on my rides, thinking that I didn't have enough gearing. And I'm used to riding like a 90 to a 100 cadence, but I haven't really been focusing on my cadence because I have my Garmin on sleep mode, so I don't look at my power or anything. So what I did was I turned my Garmin back off of sleep mode and I stuck to a 90 cadence. On that ride, I had about a 19.9 average for 16 miles, which isn't super duper fast, but riding on, multiple miles of gravel through the streets on my gravel bike, I found that riding at a 90 cadence actually helped some of my results. I ended up taking a 3rd place on a segment that I had no idea was there on the way home on gravel. It was pretty cool to see how much less fatigued I was riding at a 90 cadence as opposed to riding at an 80 cadence and my legs getting tired at some points depending on the terrain. Saturday, I commuted another 14 miles with work. On the way home, my 7 miles was an absolute downpour. It was a lot warmer than I thought it was, and once I got out, I kind of felt like a schoolboy just having fun, when you're a kid and you're out riding in the rain, and I really appreciated that. But when Sunday came, I knew I didn't want to get in my kit and get all wet and ride to work again, so I decided to see how my shoulder felt before going into this week, and I decided to run to work. So I commuted in 6 miles to the coffee shop. I got some coffee, I had 20 minutes of just me time, and went to work. Worked a really busy shift. When I got off of work, it decided to start storming again. So I ran another 7 miles home. Planes. Always planes. I'm sure you can hear it very loudly. Where was I? Sunday morning. When I ran to work Sunday morning, I didn't watch my pace. I specifically wanted to just go out and run so that I wasn't using a ton of mental energy. I just wanted to run on feel, which I've done a lot in the past, but I really just wanted to run and see how my body felt and kind of see where I was without looking at the watch until I was done. So I ran a 10K to the coffee shop, and I ended up averaging a 6-minute 33-second mile for 6 miles. Not bad, that's my marathon pace. So I'd say that's pretty good coming off of injury, first run back. On the way home, I decided to go a little slower. I wish I could have went a slight bit slower, but I chose to not take it any slower because when I was running home, it was downpour rain. I was completely soaked, 1 block in. It was great. I really felt just present in the moment, and it was just such a great workout. Mentally, physically, I was fully there. And it just really got me in a positive mindset going into this next week of training. And for the future this year, with all my goals that I have with running and cycling and life, I ended up running a 7-minute mile average for 7 miles. Solid workout, finished off the week strong for, 1 week after the crash. So 7 days after the crash for last week, I put in 10 hours total. Pretty solid. I did 8.5 hours cycling, and I got an hour and a half total of running at the end of the week. I'm very thankful that I'm not more severely injured, and I'm super excited to get back onto my training program. So thank you all for following me, and I hope you guys enjoy my videos in the future. And one last thing, if you're still watching, I'm going to put a link down below. I'd really encourage you guys to go and check out my friend's channel, Running with Marc. He's been a subscriber to my channel now for quite some time, but up until recently, when I was doing my runs, I never took the chance to go and check out that he actually has a channel himself. And he just did an ultra recently. He lives in Helsinki, and I watched half of his ultra video. Super rad. The dude's got great content, and I wanted to share that with you guys. So if you guys want somebody that's active and positive, check out his channel. He doesn't have a lot of subscribers, he doesn't have a lot of views, and it reminds me of when I first got my channel and I had like 20 subscribers and I was getting like 15 views or like 30 views, and I had some bigger YouTube people like checking out my stuff, and they're like, dude, you have like 500 videos, like how do you not have more viewers? You have great content. I felt like this was my time to give back to somebody that I appreciate in the YouTube community. The vegan YouTube scene lately hasn't been very inspiring, and Marc, your channel's inspiring, man, so keep it up. I really enjoyed your how to pick the right shoe size video this morning, so keep it going, man, and I can't wait to see your future races. Have a great night, and thanks for watching.